What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast. And tonight, I usually don't wear the shirt a lot, but when I put on the shirt that says Legend, it's because we have somebody extremely special in the building. Listen, this is the first time he's actually giving you an interview like this. Whenever you hear the name Stone Love, you hear his name synonymous with it when you hear original Stone Love. You know who we have in the building today? We have Cancer in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
Well, I'm here, brother. How is you and everything? Muscle, Entertainment Report, podcast, you know, live and direct.
I'm great. Thank you so very much. Because listen, the amount of people that's been asking to hear from the original Cancer, it's been ridiculous. And the thing with it, I had no way of finding you until last night. I just asked somebody and they said, you know what? I have it. And tonight we're sitting down here. So it's just something that's meant to be.
Well, it have to be that way. Yeah. Almighty set it that way. So, you know, regardless of what all is going on, there's a way for us all, you know.
So, you get it. You understand 100%. Let's get into the history of Cancer now. I know this is going to go way back. When it came to music, what was the first thing that actually got you into music in the first place, and what years this we're speaking about?
Well, it's a bit what I'll say now. The beginning of my age then, that I know I start off. Yeah. and the age was like about 6-year-old. Okay. If I can remember good. 6-year-old when I was living, that time I was living in Kingston 13 era, of course. That's where I born and grew up. Kingston 13 era. Precise Rodney Road. And there was a fella there, or a lady that owned the place, have a gramophone. And I tell you something, I used to always call her grandson, and both of us go underneath the cellar. I know those times you have cellar house. Yeah. And I go underneath the cellar, and him winding up the gramophone and me selecting meanwhile, you know. Yeah. I know in those days, those records could have bust your forehead and cut you in two if you don't mind sharp, but it's so thick. Yeah. Playing Nat King Cole and all of those, Patti Page and Jim Reeves and all of those artists those days. So in that time was my feeling of the love for it then, put it that way. So there and then, at times I used to get a lot of beating for doing all of that because the lady didn't want me to go into the cellar, although it sounded in the cellar to trouble it. Yeah. And I forced myself at all time to go into the cellar. You know, just to do that. She ended up moving it from there and carrying it to somewhere else. Yeah. And I get beaten just to go to the place where it is. Because somewhere they'd have to play some music. Yeah. Nevertheless,
you love it.
Yeah, nevertheless, it go on like that. And my father said that I love it that much. And he makes sure he buy a little gramophone. No, them time them call it Philips gramophone them. With a turntable one side and whatever. So I get more access to go and play my thing more frequent now and so on until it go on until I start go to high school, of course. And then there was a friend of mine who born in the same farm, and he decided to start a sound in the 70s by the name of Marbell's Sound.
Okay.
Yes, that sound was in Mullines Road era. So I tell you something, man, that get me have more interest there and get my feelings more up. But
and what was your position in that song there? What were you doing on the song?
Well, at the time when I joined that song, you know, all I used to do is lift up box, you know. And the only way I get to play is that when the sound just string up and then I get a chance to do my thing. But when it reached to the night part of say I should play, no, I'm not getting that chance because my friend does figure say I can't manage it, you know? So I don't say anything. I keep on doing what I'm doing and enjoying myself likewise on, you know? Until some or the other one, I think it was sometime, I don't forget it, November 1972, right? His girlfriend have her sweet 16 and it was keeping at his house. And that is when I get the opportunity to play the sound. And why? is it was just a social thing we're having for Sweet 16. Now tell us something. When he put out the sound that evening, you know, the amount of people come from Waterhouse and all about the place, because no session was going on that night, you know. That his man have to go and get some liquor to start sell because the place get packed. And it so happened that it was me who get the privilege to play that night because he couldn't come around it. And I tell you something, man. And from that night on, that's where I win.
Right
so
there.
eventually I just keep on playing and the sound just spread out after that, you know. Very, very, it was a quality sound, of course, and so on, but it was nice. More lines over there, Patrick City, all of those here, talk about Marble, talking about a sound.
Yeah. And what type of music were you guys playing? What type of sound was it at that time?
No, well, at that time was a straight, we would call a sound. At that time, you know, they differentiate the sound, you know, in the 70s and differentiate sound. Whereas the soul sound, and then you have the rubber dub sound, like, well, Kilimanjaro, and those sound was the rubber dub sound. So everybody who want to go listen rubber dub, you know, of course, they know where to go. The soul man want to hear him soul, and you know, in Baga hear them tying on Bigfoot pants and big heel boots. Yeah, we go and listen to the soul sound. So I used to more on that side because more likely when I play a soul sound, the farthest here is about 6 or 7 reggae music.
Okay.
Pure disco and soul. And it just that the crowd appreciate it that much in the sense of what you are putting out to them. And they are enjoying it. And how funny it is, those days was one turntable. Not 2 turntable, 1 turntable.
I thought back then it was only the rubber dub sounds because they had the DJ to DJ on the next side that it was 1 turntable. I didn't realize that the soul songs were also 1 turntable also.
Yes, in those times, most of the soul sound them they were using 1 turntable. It's after later down in the 70s, precise 78, 79, I figure it started to have 2 turntable and so on. But earlier on, 70, 71 along that line, just 1 turntable. So in that measure, if you are there at the party, you know you have to be a big dancer, or you know, you have to put yourself in a way that you have lyrics then.
Yes.
Because somewhere there you won't be having that girl for the next dance. You understand me? So it was fun. It was fun that time. Nevertheless, sometimes 3 man will on one side of the girl and the other 3 will on, and nobody get a dance and the music finish. You understand what I'm saying? So it was joy them time they forgot to party and you enjoy yourself and you're going back home. And I tell you something, when you're going back home, you don't have a taxi fare neither. And you have to walk how much mile go home and you don't afraid because at least you know you're okay.
Yeah.
You know? So it was a joy in that category, or the time of what it was like. You know?
And then
people dance.
Yes, you're right. And then where was the next move now, or how long were you actually on this sound for now that you actually got to start selecting it?
Well, from 72 until about I would say 78, 79. I will remember, I think it's 79 was the last time I played that song because eventually my friend that owned the song, he went away, migrated to New York, but eventually I was the one who finished up all the dates.
Okay.
Till the song is over. And then I break from that in the 79, early 79, and then it was like a situation where, yes, I'm still going out. And during that time, I can tell you something also. During that time of being a part of Marble, I used to play Stone Love, right? When he used to play at a place named Bam, I think it's where his headquarters now, right in front of his headquarters. That club there, Marble used to play inside there most time on a Saturday. Right? And I can remember we all team up as friends called Grow on Linders Road, you know. We all team up and we go there, all our friends them cars when we go there. And as I go there, I start to play right away because every song there I know. So we pause the man who they're playing and I just take over for him right away. I know it's all about enjoyment, nothing about money, enjoyment. So you drink, those days was Jagan was the top liquor, Jagan.
Yeah.
So you get any amount of Jagan to drink, if you understand me.
That's how you're getting paid.
Yes, until maybe about 12 o'clock, we move on to a club across the way named Piper's Lounge.
Okay.
Across the way from in front of Savannah Plaza there. Club. That was the club that we used to go to. Nice club, man. Enjoy yourself when I go there. So that is our enjoyment. So maybe some people see me on Stone Love and figure say I'm just a part of it. But I was growing on it also from that time.
Okay, so this wasn't back then. It's like they were close by, so it wasn't you were officially on it. You were just come play some music and that.
Yes, not officially.
And then at that time, there, who was actually on Stone Love when you were just coming around and playing music?
Well, most time as people playing guitar, there's a fella that we call Rocky, was also a friend, and I figure one named Stamato, you know. So it was like that because. To me, it was like an enjoyment then, not a business, enjoyment at that time. You get me? And so there and then now, when Marbell packed up in the 79, in the 80s now, there was a sound that named Aries that was playing in the 70s also, right? And that sound was packed up before Marbell. So eventually, the owner, which was Jacko, Jacko was the owner, whoever else won it with him. But we were friends because we are living in the same year and so on. So it was a part of getting whatever I have. I used to have the records.
Okay.
There was a friend of mine named Ed. He used to have a sound in chemistry. Him bring in a little parts and make it up. And then the body of the Aries, we put it together and make one thing. And we start play right at the top of jungle there every Friday night. Yeah. And I tell you something, man, that sound kick off from there now, and eventually a brother by the name of Sharpman get involved and start to be the manager there and spend money on it and build it up bigger. And it was kick off from there till you have a headquarters at Maxwell Avenue.
Okay.
Yes, and it continued like that. Great sound at least until about 85.
85. So this is about a 5-6 year run that you got out of Aries here.
Call it 4 full years.
Yeah.
I think it's 85 I got to Stone Up. Okay. Precise me 85.
Okay, so with Aries now, was it a soul sound or was it a rub-a-dub sound?
No, it was the same thing. It didn't change. The situation didn't change at the time. Right? So it was still a soul sound like that. But nevertheless, you have DJs come and DJ live and so on.
Okay.
You know? So, because Pincher used to pass through at time because Pincher was living in Clown in the area there, Maxwell Avenue, and I have Peter Metro and some more of them pass through at time and sitting and maybe when they're playing there and I think it was on a Monday night to play there every Monday, if I'm not wrong, right?
Okay.
And they used to pass through and hang out, and it was fun also. And I tell you something, that was a top sound in the era at that time also. Aries. If you understand me. Yes, Aries was the top sound in the era. Maxwell Avenue, Wanton Park Road, all over. Aries. Okay. Until I joined Stone Love May 85, I can remember, right at Crossroad there.
How do you remember the exact month and year? What was so special about joining Stone Love at that time where you remember that?
Well, especially about it is that I remember that my second daughter born 84, that's what I clue on. And I remember May was the month that I born. So apparently 85 was the time, and in May that I won't forget because that was my month.
Yeah.
You understand me? So I keep it facts that way.
Yeah, makes sense. So, okay, so then May 1985, you joined Stone Love. What was that conversation like leading up to actually joining Stone Love now?
Well, it just a instinct, maybe the whole mood of our field being part of Aries at the time that I decided on moving on,
Mhm.
you know. And I said to myself, I don't feel comfortable here again due to certain circumstance, whatever, you know.
Mhm.
So I was thinking which sound I could go to now. And I think about Gemini first. I said, no, Gemini have too much selector because Glamour Wayne,
Mhm.
no, Glamour Wayne was not it yet. But I just consider it, say, it have too much selector
Got
at
you.
the time. I think about Inner City also. And I said, no, too much selector. There was Mark Dragon and Mark Dragon and the other one. I don't remember his name right now. But it was, I would call it too much. And I said, hell, but Stone Love just swore one there, you know? And I said, that's the right one, man.
Yeah.
And that is the way it happened that, and I tell you something, the same Thursday that I was leaving to be a part, to go argue with people about the whole joining in team, is that Aries was playing out that same night also, you know? But I just determined that I want to do it my way, pertaining to our field.
Yeah.
And it was good when I reached there and, you know, was told that I must hold on, we Paul soon come on. Me and him have a talk and eventually I get the support and I say, okay. And I start play right away. I don't wait till the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
I start play right away because there and then now I know all of the tune them, of course. And it was record. So all when it scratch out, I know what tune is that. So it wasn't like a problem to me for doing it, what I'm doing, because that's what I like to do.
Yeah. So then when you had joined May 1985, this is Rory's there. We Power Zabasi still playing. Was any other selectors there playing while you got there in
No,
85?
no. It was just three of us.
Okay.
It was three of us for a while. And I can remember down the line now, Disco Birch joining.
Okay.
Yeah, Disco Birch used to play Grotto Swing, I suppose, and maybe whichever sound used to play. But I know he joined in that time.
Yeah, it was a trio. Okay. And what was your role on Stone Love at that time there? Because now you've left two soul songs. And was Stone Love more of a rub-a-dub song or a cross between a soul song and a rub-a-dub song?
No. I wouldn't say. What my thinking was like pertaining to what the sound thing drift away to, or what it is like now, is that when I was there, it was three of us, we Power and Cancer. That's the theme of the sound itself. That's what it built up in terms of I play the early part, which is the oldest, Warrior come in and continue from there. And we Power is a miscellaneous, so I'll term it that way.
Yeah.
Can fit in anywhere, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it goes on for quite a while and the sound start uplift itself and name getting bigger and bigger and so on and so forth. And we were comfortable playing also. And the way we manage ourselves around it, we were feeling very comfortable too, if you understand me. So it was a pleasure of doing what you know you have to do and do it the right and proper way. And I would give Warrior a plus pertaining to where it's come from, where it's coming from, to the way he really command himself to really put himself in line to do the right thing.
For sure. And who was like at that time there, 85, you guys are now going on the road and doing what you're doing. Who was like the big sound where you guys almost had to look up to, or that was a #1 sound in the country where you guys were looking, you know what? That's a spot we want right there.
No. If I would break it down as I think, for example, Aries was a bigger sound to Stone Love at that time, right?
Yeah.
And if we do it in batch, then use the word batch, would say Classic was the top sound in the East. and Aries was the top sound in the West, pertaining into the soul sound then, because it never really gradually changed as it, right? But not to leave out Gemini out the picture. You know. Gemini was the first sound I expect was playing every night, before Stone Love start that regime. You understand me? If I can remember good. Gemini was the first sound. But to me, when it comes to the business part of it, I figure is Stone Love responsible to turn it into a business.
Got you.
Whereas I consider say entertainer making a lot of money, or start to make a lot of money, and I would say the selector would be an appropriate way of being comfortable doing a 9 to 5, like a 9 to 5 job there. If you get me, because we are playing every night. Not that you play 1 or 2 nights out of the week. From Stone Love being Stone Love to where it is, worse in 1986, is every night that sound is playing. So they have no time to rest at all.
Yeah.
So that is where it changed until they bring in the special thing and so on. And but the big part of it was, I think, was it Wednesday night at Adams Lane and Thursday night at Crossroad. So 2 nights was the big hit of the sound and a general thing, away from when it changed to a different era and so on and get involved. But it was a job that time.
Yeah. So you would say, okay, 86 is when Stone Love really started to grow its legs and really started to move as a business, predominant in the business from that time there also.
And take over everything. I would say that because I think that's the year they get Stone Love first get Sound of the Year, 86.
Okay.
If I can remember right, and I know I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Right? 86. So from there it was like that, and then the sound eventually up to standard where not it can bring in more selectors joining in. Burchell was.
He was the first. What year did he come in? That was the first selector outside of the 3 you guys.
Burchell. Yeah, Burchell come in about 87 if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, in the same 86. Can be the same 86 too. Yeah, but the whole point of the sound was like we power and cancer then. You understand me? How it's set up. That's where the interests lie. And I can tell you this, it was a good team at that time. Boxman, everybody was like on a pivot, you know. Good team, that's what I like in those time pertaining to Stone Love.
Okay, and with you guys playing out so many nights a week, did that become stressful? It's like, okay, we're playing out 7 nights a week. When do I get to relax? I know I want to play. I love this music, but didn't it become a bit kind of tiring after a while playing out so much?
No, at all, not at all. It don't trouble me or affect me no way at all, because you know you're doing that, and when you finish that, you have to do other things, you know. So it's like you're wondering if it's a remote body you have or what is going on, but it's always a fun because you feel satisfied pertaining to whatever you are doing.
For sure.
You know? That is me. I don't know about anybody else, but I know I was satisfied pertaining to what I'm doing.
You're 100% right. And you said, okay, things started to change as in specials and started to come in. Because I guess when you first came on Stone Love, there wasn't really a lot of dub plates and specials. That really wasn't the thing at that time there?
I wouldn't say yes. And I wouldn't think there's that much dub plate at the time. I think I think if I'm right, maybe say I joined it May 80, 85, maybe lower down in the year. Yeah, lower down in the year. There are more. He have his dub plate before, but he never used to call he have his dub plate before, but never used to call special.
Got you. I know. Right? That's one thing I know the difference. The pre-release were the dub plates. The specials were when you were actually calling Stone Love's name inside of the song.
And I can remember the first one I can remember, if I'm not wrong again, is that Admiral Bailey on the Danger Rhythm, you know,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
Robert Lee was the king tune them,
Yeah.
bringing in with the Punana rhythm and so on, you know.
Yes.
That
So
was the time when it changed, you know, over to the computerized type of rhythm.
yeah,
But
this is like the 87, 86, 87-ish type of time frame.
87, I think about that time it changed to the
I guess
computer.
you're saying like Admiral Bailey and stuff. So I guess as Stone Love the song, you guys were probably going to King Jammies to go cut specials and dub plates and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's where it was cutting. All over, I suppose, in terms of who was carrying the swing that time, you know, until there are other producer get involved and so on and so forth. So it started to spread from there.
And when you guys seen the change that it's now changing from this style of playing to now this style, what was the game plan? Say, okay, we see that the soul style used to work, but there's this new style coming up with computer rhythms and stuff like that. What was Stone Love's game plan at that time to release either remain dominant or become dominant?
Repeat that part. Just say dominates.
Yeah. Yes. When it came to thing there, when it came to you seen from 85, 86, 87, the computer rhythms and stuff were coming into play. So then now you know the whole way of playing music, the whole style of music is changing. So what was Stone Love's plan to either remain dominant or stay dominant at that time there?
No, it was always dominance at that time. Right? No changes. It must be going up, but not coming down. Pertaining to what is happening. And it's just in the intention of every sound owner want to be like Stone Love. I want the sound to play like Stone Love also, you know? So that was the greatness about it. So it just commanding have a good promotion behind it, that sort of way.
Yeah.
You understand me?
Definitely. And back then, who were some of your major competitors back there that you guys would play amongst or against back then when you guys were playing out a lot?
Well, there was always a lot of them, you know. But I would picture the one that have the opportunity, outstanding opportunity, was Inner City.
Okay.
At that time, but you know, to get deeper in the conversation, I wouldn't get involved there. So I would just say it was Inner City to me.
Yeah. That was who would really give you the competition and say, okay, let's go at it.
Yeah, well, what word I would use now? Have a little upliftment in the whole way of how the music presents, not as good as we are sure about that.
Yeah.
But you know, but it was there with the quality of the sound and so on. Because it's more like everybody want to be a Stone Love or better than Stone Love, you know, use that word. So you have to match him before you can beat him, you know.
Of course.
You get me? So it was presented like that. But I can tell you this. Weepo was a man who dedicated himself from ever since I know him, pertaining to what sound is like, what sound should be like, the whole background of being what it is then. To keep it up there at least, I should say. Keep it there and maintain whatever he's doing with the support of we down the line then, whether selector or boxman or whatever. So that was based upon for one person or two person. It was like a team. Because without a team, it cannot properly be in line with whatever. Because Stone Love always early wherever it is playing, right? And the sound is set up, and then it is what's you know, it was checked out to make sure everything is playing properly. So not in any situation when as you see the sound playing and then body round it, a touch, and I go and that kind of full shit. No, not like that.
You bring it,
well,
you set it up, you leave it alone because it's set good from earlier on in the day.
yes, nobody have to come and touch anything.
Yeah.
You understand me? And the selector was in ground same way pertaining to what part you should play and what you should do the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not anything that, drift off from anybody. Interest was there. The interest was there.
For sure.
And that make anything a great success.
You understand. Okay, so you're saying one of your earlier competitors were inner city. Do you remember one of your earlier either clashes or hardcore dances that you had with either inner city or any other sound while on Stone Love?
Well, I tell you this, the clash was always a clash,
Yeah.
Don't feel no way, because you'd have bodyguard who used to do a lot when he come out a lot,
Mm-hmm.
And those type of session was like something to talk about at time, bodyguard, and then you'd have what that song name again, man.
Mm-hmm.
There was some good sound, as I said. I can't remember everybody name off and now,
Yeah.
And there was sound that want to play with Stone Love to get a name also, and so on. So that's how the business was set up.
Mm-hmm.
You
Wow.
know?
And when did you guys actually decide to start going heavy into cutting a lot of specials and dub plates? Where was that decision made?
Well, that decision was determined by Weepo himself, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have nothing to do with that section. I just put myself in a way to play when I have to play. I know what I have to play, and so on. But the sound start to grow, so everything grow with the sound.
Mm-hmm.
If you understand me.
For sure.
So not leaving out anything for say the sound is making money and he's not spending money. No, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
The sound is growing, so money have to spend also to keep up the sound, because everybody's behind trying to draw back a shirt tail,
Yeah.
So you can't afford nobody to hold on your shirt. So everything have to be there.
Yeah.
Until eventually now sound start to travel overseas all over the place, and that make it more,
Mm-hmm.
more a title.
And do you remember where the first place was that you actually traveled on Stone Love?
In Toronto, that's the first place I went.
Yeah.
And I can remember too, it was Gilbert time.
Yes.
Yeah, when Gilbert storm blowed on Jamaica and there was no current there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have the opportunity to go to Canada and do something. Even it was like we were living in Canada then at that time.
Okay.
If you understand me. Yeah, it was like that. And I remember first time I got to Canada and I was inside and I said, wait, how the place cold? So I don't remember said a cold time now. It was in October.
Yeah.
That many time get cold now. And I not dressed normal, So what happened?
You got sick.
No, I didn't get sick. Sick, but at least you have to venture quick in the vehicle to get out of the cold and see what happened. Prepare yourself after that,
You get it there. Wow.
Yeah.
And what was the reaction like first time coming to Toronto now? Because you're used to playing in Jamaica outside, open lawn and stuff like that. Now you're coming to Toronto where you're in a club and stuff like that. What was the response for Stone Love like back then when you first came to Toronto?
I don't see anything different about it, because everything based up of the music for one. Mm-hmm. And there were big sound there too that was playing very well. So it's like whatever you're doing there is what you're doing in Jamaica, same way. The only difference that one is an outdoor and one is an indoor. Mm-hmm. But if you're talking about quality of making sure, yes, it have to be up there,
Mm-hmm.
Don't make a difference in terms of whatever we're playing at. Have to have the quality same way, mm-hmm. and give it the whole mood of doing what you have to do the right and proper way. I sure about that.
Yeah. And who made that trip there? Who came up on that trip?
Well, that trip that I went on, I think it was me and Birchell, Weeper was there too, and War was there. I think the whole team of us was there. And that one. That was the time I first go there.
Yeah.
But not saying War didn't go before or whatever. He was the one who was doing the foreign tour because I know I miss the foreign man, you know.
Yeah.
So he was the one who was doing all of that.
All
And
right.
we wore the fort, you know. What
So
was that joy?
You guys came up as a team now and you guys are doing your stuff. And now even in the organization, because you've always heard Rory as the voice and the selector, Weepo as the boss, he would speak and stuff like that. But one thing you would never really hear a lot, you would never really hear you speak too much. I don't really remember too many Stone Love cassettes and hearing Cancer was actually the MC back then.
No, that was my part, drift away from me very much. I didn't like to do much of the talking. I more like concentrate on playing the music. So at all time, there always somebody there to do the talking meanwhile I'm doing what I'm doing. And along the line, it was Birchell who was, say I'm playing now, Birchell would be the talker. Not that Birchell cannot play now. He was a good selector also. Right? So he can't do anything at all, but it just always the team was set to work. So it was like that until he left, until I think it was Chico. Chico come next, you know, and it goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah. And at this time you still didn't really like talking, or did you actually ever have to be at dances and have to MC, or it was strictly just selected music?
Well, yes, there are times when it was left for me alone to play. And I tell you something, I just do what I have to do and try to do it the way I can do it, because it's me, not somebody else. So I never try to be like nobody else.
Yeah.
You understand me? My style of playing is that in the early, I will talk because I don't talk much, if you get me. So there and then people will know the whole routine of my way of playing and who accept it that way, that who enjoy it that way will be there. I who like the ruffian way, they know when to be there also, you know. So it was a good, it's like you're going to Caribbean those days, you know. You go to the 1 o'clock show and then 4 o'clock and then the late show, you know. That was how Stone Love Sound seems to be in the position of running.
Yeah.
At that time. So, you know, say if you come in early, you know, or what you're going to expect and how to enjoy yourself. And I tell you, it was good.
Yeah.
In that sort of way.
Definitely. And give me 3 of your most memorable nights on Stone Love. 3 nights that you'll never forget as long as you live playing there.
Well, what I can remember, you know, I remember one night in Australia, one Thursday night, but I trying to remember that sound name, you know. I don't know, I can't get to that sound, you know.
Yeah.
But maybe along the line I soon tell you the name of it when I relax myself more.
Yeah.
But it was a producer who owned that sound.
Not Heat Wave or Silverhawk.
No. Silverhawk.
Yeah.
Silverhawk.
Yeah.
That is the name I'm trying to remember, man. That was a good night in Australia.
Okay.
You know, and that sound was it was an enlightened sound also. You know, when I say enlighten is that it's like you feel a different way about the whole dance itself, because you know what to expect from Silverhawk putting into the producer there who own the sound, and what you expect that you figure you're going to hear, and then the whole fight back that we have to put on to beat him also.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a good feelings the way of a session feeling at that time. And I can remember another one at Bodyguard and Stone Love at Grove Entertainment Center too.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good session.
What was it that you liked about that one in particular?
Well, what can I say now?
Mm-hmm.
It just there for a challenge. It's like a challenge then.
Mm-hmm.
It's a challenge. All those sessions is a challenge to us pertaining to we can afford to be second, if you understand me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a challenge, and the challenge is a whole wherefore you get over it.
Yeah.
Or control it in a way that you end up be the winner.
Yeah.
You know? So that was the style we have in terms of the combination of what we can do.
Yeah. All right. And give me one more memorable night where you remember, you know what? I'll never forget this night here.
Well, there don't talk about stadium.
Yeah.
That was one where they automatically gave Inner City that show for the night.
What dance are we talking about here?
The clash that was at the National Stadium East, with the 4 sound, and whatever sound make the most mistake will automatically lose point, because I think it was going by points. When I say mistake pertaining to the sort of music that you play, with bad word in it or whatever not supposed to happen, you know, some rule was there pertaining to that.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, they give it to Inner City. To the amount of mistake I think Inner City make, to only one mistake we make.
Yeah.
But that's how it is, nevertheless. And I think another session that I have to remember too is a session at Grove Entertainment Center. No, not Grove Entertainment, Portmore Entertainment Center.
Big place.
That was a good place though. With what that sound name, man? It's another country sound too. With what name?
Oh, Bass Odyssey you're talking about.
Yes, yes, Bass Odyssey. That was a good session also.
What happened that night there?
Well, as I say now, we all have to use psychology at most time to come out the winner. I use that word, psychology.
Yeah.
I would say what I say now, experience. Everything add up in one and make it happen. Because those two fella at that time, man, believe me, they have it going. But you just have to know when to clip them wing. You understand? Yeah, those two guys were, you know?
Yeah. They put you guys under some pressure.
Well, some or the other, I won't say pressure, but the comfortableness about it that we know how to get over it. Because you're already the champion, so it's not that you have to put yourself in a way that you have to do too much. It's how you do it. And you stand dominant same way. You understand?
Agreed 100%. Before we even move on, I just want to jump back 1 second to that stadium dance with Inner City. Do you remember who else was in that clash there and what year it was?
No, that part get away from me. I think it was let me see. I know it's in the 90s, but early part of the 90s. I think it was early part of the 90s. Yeah, about 92, 93.
Okay, and you don't remember who else was in there besides Stone Love and Inner City?
No, I don't remember that at all. So,
but you know, it just came down to basically Inner City, Stone Love, but then they ended up with Inner City.
Yeah, that's it breakdown too. But to tell you who was the other son, no, I don't remember who it was.
Why would you even be concerned? Because it just came down to you and Inner City. Whoever came behind that was not even your business. I'm just trying to beat Inner City right here.
Well, that's how it was, because I figure they are the challenger at that time. You know?
Yeah.
But it do happens and it happens. So that's the thing to remember also.
Yeah.
But there are much memorable session around, you know. I would tell you that. Many of them. in a different way of how you can think about it or so on. But it's always there pertaining to what the sound itself put out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know? In
And were you around for any of the, not around, clearly you were. What was one of the most memorable anniversary dances that you actually were part of?
well, I can't remember fully, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if I tell you this one or that one, because sometime when the anniversary dance come up,
Yeah.
sometime I'm out of the country somewhere, you know, so I don't remember all of them of such.
Yeah.
But I know there are some that were good.
Mm-hmm.
When I say were good, when I'm there, they're always good.
Yeah.
But
Because
not
a lot
all of
of
them
times
I
you're
can.
there or you're not there. Got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Got you. Okay, now. So then how long were you actually on Stone Love then? From 1985 until when?
1998. That'll be 13 years, I think.
You were on until 98?
Yes, I leave July 98, and that's the time when I start my sound. I don't forget that night that my son played the first time. Um the 31st of July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was the first night it played out, right at Crossroad there.
And what was the name of your sound?
Venus. Venus was my son.
Yes, yes, yes,
Venus.
yes. I remember it was a big thing when Venus debuted and stuff. Big, big thing. So before we even get into the Venus now, there was a song that I know came around also called Purple Love. Who was Purple Love and what did that have to do with Stone Love?
Well, the Purple Love come when I leave Stone Love Sound, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When I was around Stone Love Sound, it was just Stone Love.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when I leave in 98,
Mm-hmm.
that was when Purple Love come around, which, you know, I won't go into that part neither.
Okay.
But I know that's the time when it come around, when I was on my time with my son then,
Yeah.
Venus.
Okay. Because I remember that name. And were you actually playing Purple Love or you weren't playing it?
No, I don't play Purple Love because it was not around at the time when I was there. I lived 98, July 98, when I start my first debut with my son. So Purple Love come after that, man.
Yeah, after that. Okay. When you left now, who was actually on the sound? Because this time at 98, Stone Love is in super red hot, full. This is the Stone
Well,
Love.
I'll tell you something. A lot of my people on it. So, Malcolm X was there. I think Malcolm X said leave. Yeah, I think Malcolm X said leave at that time. Right? And a lot of them was there.
Yeah.
Can't remember everybody's name now.
Yeah. The Chico, the Malcolm X, I think Nico Bam Bam was around same time or he came after.
Yeah, he was around that time too. And can't remember them name, but
Cosby and all of those guys there.
Yeah, they were around.
Crazy. All right. Before we get into Venus, now that you're there, you did your 13 years. Why did you decide to leave? And what was the feeling like when you actually made up your mind, say, okay, I'm going to leave?
Well, put it this way down. From ever since, I always consider myself have a son for myself then, put it that way. And I get somehow or the other, it was an opportunity for me when I get the opportunity that I could able to own a son for myself. And it was for one, a good friend of mine just said to me, say, I was talking and him said, well, you want to have something on my house, you know, come look on it now because I cannot play it there or anything.
Yeah.
Right? And it was a friend of mine named Peter. Right? He is a trainer. C. Anderson, Carl Anderson, a trainer now.
Got you.
Say, I have some things that must come and take them and look at it and see if we can make any good out of it. And then I say, all right, I jump on it and I say, not that big, but I talked to an ex-friend over in Miami again, good friend of mine, and him said much interest not there for him, but he may make the other friend deal with it, which is another Peter.
Okay.
So in any way, I'm with the disciple same way because it's all Peter, you know. So it's always a way out there from the Almighty for me, if you understand, because
sure.
Peter to Peter. So it was great,
Mhm.
you know, and it was all put together very fast. And I tell you I get a support from Weepo too, in the
Okay.
sense of that. And I get a support from Jimmy Metro in the sense of what I get from him too at the beginning, and get myself together and launch out and till get myself involved in some round robin and so on. And there and then I use that money and invest on the sound and change it up and make it bigger.
Yeah.
But in the likes of all of that, I used to end up playing every night also. So
Okay.
you must know I was firing because it's all about experience and whatever. I have that. And I
Yeah.
know about sound. Nobody can fool me with that.
Yeah.
You know? It's just the money I want, but nobody can fool me about sound.
Because you understand what it takes to actually play music and what it takes to
Yeah.
actually become a champion sound and a champion selector and giving the people what they want at all times.
Yeah, I know that. I know all of that. It just a support.
Yeah.
It make things right, you know, no matter how good it is. If you don't have a team people around you or a good team around you, it cannot work.
Yeah.
Believe me, it cannot work.
You're
Just like a man, I say, boy, a great success is a good man behind him, you know? So if you don't have a good team behind you, it cannot work because some breakdown are going carry on along the line and it just come like a waste.
You understand.
Yeah.
What was that conversation like with Paul when you said, you know what, you're deciding to actually leave Stone Love and go build your own thing? What was that conversation like between you and him?
Well, it was very easy, you know. For what reason? It was very easy. I don't know. And I won't go deep in it to say so and so, and he wasn't thinking that at all.
For sure.
But if you have to do what you have to do, there's no way he can tell you. Say no matter what he want to tell me. If he want to tell me I'll pay me more money, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, it would make sense because that's what I want.
Yeah.
You understand me? So that's how it is. So everything was close same way and going on, you know?
Yeah. Because I remember at that time, it's like Stone Love, Power Them, they gave you a big endorsement on Venus. It almost seemed like Venus was like the sister or brother sound to Stone Love. Wherever they're going, Venus was almost there for a good minute.
Yeah, I would tell you this, how the sound was going on, that's the thinking about a lot of people out there. It got a lot of airplay. Yeah, I can tell you that. And you know, the quality that it used to have out there and so on, man. It was great also. And the support also was great. It's just down the line when I would say now things gradually start to change pertaining to records and it change into CD and so on. So that's where the weakness come in for me now.
Okay.
You know, because everybody figure they are the best or they know. So everybody want to launch out. Nobody want to stay with at that time.
Yeah.
You understand me? So pittiness about it is that it have to be what it have to be. You understand me? I can't control that part. Just as how I was at a champion sound and I leave it and venture out. So I must expect that whoever come alongside me or whoever is with me pertaining to what it's all about, they're gonna want to launch out same way.
Yeah.
They want to be their own boss, you know? So nothing wrong with that. I'm not against nobody when it comes to that part neither.
Yeah.
Because I know what it feel like.
For sure, because you went through that exact same experience. So for you to turn around and not give that experience to somebody else, it wouldn't be fair. Because you understood where you were coming from the Aries to the Stone Love now to the Venus.
So marble to Aries, Stone Love, you know. And I would say this also because age have a lot to do with entertainment.
Okay. How?
And you cannot young all the while, no matter how you feel or feel within yourself. You cannot young all the while. And if by some way or the other you're interested youth that want to be like you or want to be better than you, whichever way they think, you know, and you can help them, you put your support to them. Because some or the other, you're going to drop out. Because if it's not age, you just have to retire from it.
Yeah.
You know? Because sometimes it might be, say I'm playing Boogie Aga tune now, at my age now. And a young person come to the dance. And I say, oh, this old man not go on in bed. Yeah? Where am I around the sound? I'm not going on in bed.
Yeah.
You know?
So you have to know where you fit in and play your position and do the best you can when you're playing it, because you know, yeah, you can play a vibes cartel or whatever, but that's not your specialty. You know what you specialize in.
I tell you something, man. A lot of these guys are people who go to party. Sometimes I wonder what they're thinking about, what the whole reason of party now. Because to what I see, nobody dancing again. So it just come like a hangout situation. Right? And tell you this also, if they are your favorites, you could have not played Jesus Christ, you play the best of them. Right? So that is a plus to you there.
Yeah.
Right? But say experience in whatever I'm doing, and I'm trying to implement that experience out to them. They're not accepting that.
No.
Because they must say, why did this old man? I don't want to hear that. And this and that and that. Yeah. But nevertheless, that's the right thing you're doing, you know. But they don't want to hear that. And if you yourself now put yourself in a way to want to play the young boy music, it come like it don't fit you.
Yeah.
You know? Because for one, you're not going to make no whole noise with the mic. And you have to make a lot of noise with the mic. Yeah. So, look how good I feel I can do it. Yes, I'm not involved in that part. But I get somebody to deal with that directly. And train him and tell him a mistake or what he have to do or how he must do it, you know? And get things going. Because it's not all about you all the while. Because, as I say again, you will fade away somewhere or the other. So if you can bring somebody to be like you and be better himself than you, then that's good.
You understand, because again, it's like you went through sound system, college and university, so you understand the stages where people need to go through and where they can better themselves as a selector, as somebody that knows music and understands music. I have a couple more questions before I get you out of here. First, with Venus now. How long the situation with Venus? How long did it last for?
Well, I say from 98 till about 2009. 9.
Okay, so it was a good like 10, 11 years out of Venus.
Yes, to be exact. Because after that, I find myself start traveling more, you know. So eventually, there wasn't any input for the sound there pertaining to have to leave out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm away for 5 months, 6 months, and all of that. And by, you know, sound system in Jamaica, you can't leave up your guard so long, you know. It's in trouble. You lose everything.
Yeah.
You know? So it was like that, and the whole breaking down of what it break down to. As I said, everybody want to be a selector.
Got you.
You know, being as what it worked back to now with this CD, then it gone to the laptop, make it worse.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've been to places. One time I go in Barbados to play. And that session was promoted that it was me and another fella playing on it. And to my surprise, when I was there playing, every time I look to my side, I see a man come with a laptop in his hand, so right? And I say, hey, what going on? And then I look again, about 4 of them come with laptop in the man, you know.
Yeah.
And them come, one father, one burn a fire, you know. Give me a little break, I burn a fire, you know. So I say, oh, you mean they want burn a fire? Because you're not on the session. Then what you mean you come burn fire? You know? So that is how it really is until after that the promoter himself come and say, give them a break, no man. I say, all right, because you pay me, you know, so no more than when me done me want all of my money.
Yeah.
You understand me? And you give them a break, and when them come up there, it's all about them. Them not trying to do nothing in a sequence or in a way that you figure say it's supportive to who they are playing for, or they observe who they are playing for.
Yeah.
Right, what them can put themselves in order to give a good start and then a branch off anywhere. Because I will tell you this, you know, you see, you go in this place of play now, and you see some people inside there. I hear them say, hey, we turn up the sound so loud, you hear the sound too loud. Now, you can't wrong them for what them say now because them right.
Yeah.
You get me? But all you have to do, play the game with them. And gradually, you turn up the sound. And them the members say sound turn up now. If you understand me. Because everything just coming to them as one now. So they forget all about that the sound playing too loud now.
Yeah.
And more likely the music might hit them now, make it worse. You see me? So
definitely.
It's just a selector them now to put themselves in the way of what them can put out there for suit whoever they are playing. So eventually the way our session is now is that, as I said, nobody dancing. Right? It's just all about who's spending the most and who for clothes and this and that and your woman over that side. They can't look no man a dance again. Because they don't know if a man woman ever trouble. You see me?
Yeah.
So you just have to stand up there like a fool and see what go on and so free from who no free and all kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like one time, most people, you know, I would say this in my age group, most people who have them wife and husband, it's part of them find them.
You're 100% right.
Yeah, party. That's where them find them wife and husband. And it's surprised many of them still together same way. And remember back in the days what it was like when them first meet and all of that. That's not what's going on now. One night stand business. You know?
Things change a lot, a lot.
And a lot of liquor drinking, yes. And some of them drinking what they cannot manage neither because they're getting it free.
You get it.
You know? No control over anything at all. And that's what giving the problem now.
You understand.
But we have to do what we have to do same way because we enjoy doing it. And that is part of our life, you know? Right. Yeah, that's how it is.
You're 100% right. You're 100%. 2020 right now. Where does cancer fit in the whole music scene right now as a selector or somebody that likes music right now in 2020?
Well, when I say 2020, I bet it's a COVID-19.
You're right. You're 100% right.
It's a COVID-19 because for one, we don't know when this thing going to end. That's number one. And two, it starts very early, so we don't have nothing in the way of thinking about what best have passed for us. To where we reach now, because now it's August and I don't know about how much people dead and all of that and good friend that they lose already because of this COVID thing. And you know, is everybody mind like a spinning wheel then? Right? So when we're talking about as how you mentioned it a while ago, very difficult to answer because we don't know where we're going right now. Nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm planning to bring up back my son on the road.
Which song is this here? Is this Venus or
Venus?
Venus.
No, man, Venus. Yeah. Planning to bring it back on the road, you know, in some or the other. But you have to do what you have to do. Then you do what you can do. Use that way. Hard to explain, but it's just in a parable way, you know.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do and do what you can do with it.
You have to understand that 100% Venus. Now, okay, so then now where is the song based? Is the song still based in Jamaica or it's based abroad? Where's Venus based?
No man, it's still in Jamaica. Still in Jamaica. I wouldn't build a sound abroad.
Okay.
To me, it's waste of time.
Yeah.
You don't have the same mood listening to sound abroad than what the way you can enjoy it in Jamaica. Right? Because remember, we have an outside appearance, you know. So that's the whole mood about it, you know. When I spread out and things play in the right way as though you recognize or you want to hear it, that's the greatest thing. But come back to the music is that right now I'm on an internet station playing, because I notice that is what is going on now. So if you want to get some exercise of such, you have to do what you have to do, because most likely I would say to myself, there's a lot of would say now owners and selectors who are dead for hungry now. Use a weird word, and it's a logic that, because it may sound a way to attack it, but that's how it is. Because if the sound not playing out and that was your source of income, then what you expect? The liquor that you save is going out now. Right? So you have to venture out into other things. Maybe you have to start to find a 9-to-5 job to help you out somewhere or the other, you know, and hoping that things will change background. But I'm on an internet station, a UFDV radio, that come and play on a Sunday evening, every Sunday from 5 till 8, and I enjoy doing it, you know, so far in terms of my type of music that I love to play and so on, you know.
What type of music you like? Big people?
Big people music, man.
Yeah.
When I say big people, I'll go to as far as 0 to 90. Right? Use that word, 0 to 90.
Yeah.
I can't play the 2000, you know. I will play the 2000, but I play the commercial one then.
Got you.
Right? So, because, you know, commercial one is more in the mood of big people enjoyment also. I would call it uptown music. The commercial one in what I would recognize as uptown music then. You know? And there are a lot of big people who want to hear the rare them, because if they're not hearing that now, them don't feel happy, because they want to see a young girl stretch out in the place and I do them, you know, and then feel good about that.
Yeah, I like how you put it. They're stretch out. That one caught me. Stretch out. I like that.
Yes. You know, that's the mood. That's the mood they find themselves in. To really enjoy just standing there and drinking the liquor and don't have anything to give them the fun. Because believe me, some of them there, you could have played Jesus off of the cross, them hear what you play. You get me? Them know hear what you're playing, and it's not much interest to them. Because they have their reason why they are there. But I know not everybody come there because it's a party. Neither.
You understand?
It's just a hangout situation. So they just come and say, boy, I may kill some time, right? I say, you know. And then have $1,000, $2,900, and then blow it, and then him say, boy, look more.
Yeah.
I'm step out and him gone, you know?
Just that simple.
Yeah, that's how it gone to now.
Got 2 last questions for you before I get you out of here, because this conversation, especially somebody like you that we've practically never heard from, because I consider you like the silent assassin on Stone Love when you were over there. Even Venus time, you're the silent assassin.
Always a silent assassin, you know? Nobody know what I'm thinking.
No. That's why I definitely got to thank you so much for this interview, because nobody's ever really heard your thoughts and the way how you see things. 2 last questions. One where I'm going to bring you back to Stone Love for a second, and then one where we're going to jump forward. My Stone Love question I have for you. You started out, when you got to Stone Love, it was you, Father Powell, and Rory, all right? Right now, in the last, I guess, about 10 years or whatever the case with, there's been an issue with Father Powell and Rory. How do you feel, especially you, somebody that was being there and seeing a lot of stuff from the beginning, that time they're the earlier stages? How does that make you feel to see that they're not really getting along right now to how you know they were getting along before?
I would say it sound bad, or it look bad, but whatever reason that caused it, I wasn't a part of it from the beginning. So at the end, I don't see why I should be a part of it now to really want to answer anything to do with that. If you get what I'm saying, right?
100%.
Yeah. So wasn't part of it, and I'm not thinking about to really put out a word to say Weepo is right or War is right or who is wrong from who is right. That is not my problem, because when the whole thing is going on, who is a part of the body. When I say part of the body, just as though you would be asking me a question now, right? They're more of the issue on Weepo and Rory alone, right? So make it stay that way with Weepo and Rory alone, right? Because they never call up Cancer, because they know that it was Weepo, Rory, and Cancer, and nobody call up Cancer at the beginning to find out what you have to say about the whole situation of such. So down the line now, I don't see why I should get involved and have nothing to say pertaining to that publicly. Nothing to say.
Understandable. You know what? That is a perfect answer, because again, if you weren't involved from jump, where it wasn't, they said the problem is Rory, Weepo, and Cancer, you're not going to involve yourself later on in the problem because you weren't involved from the top. So don't involve me right now.
No, that's not my issue there. I'm alone. I'm a loner from the beginning, you know. And whatever I do, I have to do it in terms of my willingness to achieve it. If I don't make it, but I know I'm trying on my own, if you understand me.
100%.
So I don't care about them. I still have to move on, if you get what I'm saying.
100%. That was a great answer. Last one I have for you here now. In 2020, you said there's a lot of different styles of music going on, a lot of different way of playing. There's people playing laptop, people still playing records, some people playing CDs and stuff. With Cancer now, what's your biggest accomplishment you would say has been over the past 40 years of your career?
That is break it down much easier for me, because that sounds very difficult to answer. Because if I was to think about, or you term it to me, is that my accomplishment would be in the stage of the sound that I've been through to what to where I reach now, right? And if I was to say anything, I would mention Stone Love as my biggest accomplishment, right? Because for one reason, my experience that I put out in that sound and the experience that I achieve from that sound is made me more better, if you understand me.
For sure.
Because you have to take criticism in all different style. You can't be vexed about anything, and I don't vex about anything, because it's not everybody going to like how you play, and it's never everybody going to like you neither. So you just have to do what you can do, and hoping that you get a good response from whatever you put out to the people. You can't win 100, you can't win 90, right? But at least there can be a simple person there to spread the name one more length, to say, well, why Cancer play good, you know, and Cancer do this good, or, you know, and the next man, the one side and I listen and say, boy, I would that him talk about now, and he might hear for himself, he might see for himself too. And more likely, he can go there and he enjoy himself in such a way that he is part of it and he spread it. So automatically, I'm getting a new support,
You get it.
And that is more a greater support for me when it's like that. If you understand me.
No, I 100%.
So there's no breakdown or breaking line of your achievement that it can be a success in
Understand.
whatever way it can be to you.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Veteran selector, what's any advice you could give to any either new selector right now, people trying to get into the game, or anybody that's been in the game but they're just not really finding it connecting the way it should connect? What's some advice you could give them?
My advice is that it's to me it's very difficult to give advice now pertaining to these youths or they are playing. Because my style can be in a style. It's just as how the world running now. Everybody say the world is changing, right? So generally, my style that I used to play, that I grew up under, and try to keep it up that way to figure out that it could work. Cause many times I used to do that thing, and I look into things and I find out say I have to change it.
Okay.
You have to change it because it don't make sense. You do something and it's not working, because at the end of the day, it flop in your career. So it don't make sense to continue with it, because if it was from your part, what we grew up under then is listen to radio. Early days, we used to listen to radio and know which song going on good. We used to go to the radio station and we pick up a pamphlet with the top 20 or the top 30 and so on and so forth, and know what is happening.
Okay.
I will go to the record shop and stand up and listen to whatever tune is released out there and what is happening and so on. If you understand what I'm saying. All of those gone now. Everything gone. Everything changed up now. So it's just that you was the original selector, use that word, foundation selector coming up now. It's like everything is changing out of your style. So some or the other you might can pick up a little of it, but you can't pick up everything. For one, no you can pick up everything because you're not young again. Right? But the point that you were saying in terms of advising the youth them now, right? Because it's kind of drift away a while ago. What I was saying to advise the youth them who is coming up now is I figure they should know the foundation of the music first. Try to learn the foundation of the music. And knowing the foundation of the music is not that you're going to know it 100%, but listen to who you regard as your selector, your great selector then, your idol then, right? You try to understand or ask him question or whoever question, and you try and put that in your selection also, and that make you to who you is. That means where I left off, him can continue same way. You understand me? So without a courage like that, then it just as though they talk burn a fire, you know, and that's it. Because when you come and burn a fire, but 10 of them you see come up there, you know, the 10 of them are play the same music over and over and over again, you know. And you wonder if there was the one, that's the one who only sang them sing are done.
Yeah.
Because nobody want to be no loser. So if him come up there and have burn fire, he want burn the top 20, and next one come up, him want burn top 20 too. All when him stand up there and hear the music them play already, you know. Him don't have it in him selection already for play, you know. So I'm not taking it out. And him no member say that play neither can not think about what playing, you know. Not listening nothing.
No.
His mind rests on whatever him is putting together to play. So whatever nice him can go up there to make it work again, that's what him going to do. And some or the other, it can go suffer some of them too. It work, because I'm in part and observing things and see that it happened that way. And I say, hey man, look what this thing going to now. He's there and him play out, him hear the whole of the tune him play out, and him see a man come up back and play about the whole of them.
Crazy. That is so crazy.
And the crowd make a row because there are more with him. So it come like him play the best.
Crazy.
You understand what I'm saying?
That standard of having, like, I call it selector ambition, as in if you come into a party and you hear this guy played these 20 songs, you know for a fact you're not playing those songs at all because I came in with 1,000 songs. So he's
Yeah.
gone. I still have 980.
I mean, the amount of each song is around, but none of them is trying their best to put it out there to make the people hear it.
Yeah.
Are the people at the party to know what is going on or what is happening. Not
Yeah.
like that again. Everybody want the shortcut. Every one of the selector them want the shortcut now.
You're
right?
100% right there.
So that's how they play now.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Things and times change, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah, you just have to accept it like that. And
Last one for you.
And Perlam.
You're right. Last one for you before we say goodnight. I never ask. I usually ask my guests how they got your name, and I never ask you how did you get your name?
Oh boy, not very hard to answer, but many people think my sign is Cancer.
Yeah,
but really my sign is Gemini. That's one.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, I'm a Geminian. Right? They say two-face.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it means by two-face. I have one face, so I don't know what kind of two-face.
What?
But at the time of going to high school, I used to smoke, you know. I used to like smoke at that time, early age. So it was like a evening, or no, I wouldn't say evening, like a day we're all in the class and we want to give everybody, all of the fellas, them say, boy, they want get a nickname now for everybody in the class.
Yeah.
And one jump up and say, I could call him Cancer, you know? And I'm not fussy about anything at all. That's some mistake. I don't worry myself about nothing. So me just laugh. But eventually, going on the road now and them start calling me cancer until everybody get on it that way. I'm know some me them I talk to. I'm just answer. You know? I not tell a man say, don't worry, call me no cancer, call me no cancer. Or whatever. No, don't worry that. I just answer from me know. Anybody, any of them call me. I just answer from me know say me them I talk to. You get me?
Yeah.
So that's the way it stick on me. You know, but I start smoke early and I stop early. So I end up smoking me about for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, start about 16 and stop 18. You know, you have your hide and lick, them call it hide and lick them time, eh?
Yeah. No, I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
So crazy. And a name like that just for smoking for such short period of time. Your name just stuck with you forever, and now it's synonymous. We can't. If you try to change your name today, it wouldn't even make sense. You are Cancer. That's
I will never change it. I'll never change it. Peter can't put it on the birth certificate, but you know, it stand out predominant. Them said, you know?
You understand? It's been a great conversation. Thank you so very much for actually being so open and talking about a lot of stuff that we probably wouldn't have even known because you live that life. And we listen to it on cassettes. We go to a Stone Love dance. We go to a Venus dance, but we don't know what's actually behind the silent killer. What's in his mind? And thank you so very much for actually letting us in a little bit of your mind.
Well, that is all right. A little bit because I can't talk everything.
Yeah.
But it's not anything at all that it is pressure on me or I make it be a problem to me at all or anything. I just be easy and be myself because there's no way you can change the world. And don't let the world change you neither.
At all.
I always be who I am. I don't follow. Yes, I don't follow. Not all I follow. So that's how it is, brother.
Thank you so much. Leave some contact information if they wanted to check out your radio station where you're playing, or they just want to, if you're on social media or anything, leave some contact info before we get you out of here.
Well, first of all, I play on a radio station, internet name, www.ufdvradio, ufdvradio.com. And Sunday, I play from 5 until 8.
Okay.
Right? And sometime I play from 4 until 8. Or my contact number is 813-728-0694. Okay, and I'm still in the business, and I'm not planning to leave the business because the business is my business and it's nobody's business, but to make sure that you support my business.
100. Cancer said perfectly, perfectly. Definitely, people are going to learn so much. Your vibe, your energy is so smooth and easy going. You tell me what it is, you get to the point. Your stories are great. Cancer, again, thank you so very much. And that's why I wore this shirt today. Legend. And as Bob.
Yes, I believe that. I believe that. Legend for legend.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let me give you an outro and get you out of here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and we are out. This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.